Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Today, there's a bunch of things that tell me that Gen Z is in for a world of pain. But initially I was going to say, well, men, but also women, also everybody. I think Gen Z coming up is so entitled, so unaware of even simple logic things, bad dating practices, everything else. I think you guys are in for a world of hurt if you participate in this dating world and you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to what's a good word I'm looking for? You don't know how to take care of yourself because you're going to have to, because no one else is going to be able to do it. I swear we're going to run out of plumbers and we're going to run out of electricians and roofers and everything else because these young people growing up today are so entitled that they don't feel that manual labor and knowing how to do things is a good deal. I saw a video about this young lady, and I have another example, again, of another gentleman that cannot figure out how to use a can opener. And I wanted to talk about this today because this is our future generation, and it worries me wholeheartedly. Let me pull up the video. We'll jump right into it, and then we're going to talk about it. This is a young woman that has decided that because of a rumor or an old expression that it's bad to kick crickets out of your house, that it's bad luck, she's determined that her life is over. And I can't stop looking at stuff like this and just say, if you can't figure out crickets in your house, if you can't figure out how to open a can that is not a peel top can, what hope do you have of maintaining a home or taking care of your car or managing a bank account or doing anything else that is critical in your life? Let's listen to the video and you'll hear what I'm talking about. Let me lean over here and turn up the volume a little bit.
So I keep getting crickets in my house. I don't know why. I've never had a cricket problem before, but I looked it up, and apparently it's really bad luck to kick them out of your house. Like, you're not supposed to kick them out of your house, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, let you stay here? Now there's like 36 crickets running around because I did kick out one, and let me tell you, I had a really, really horrible week after that.
Okay. Her home is going to get infested with crickets because, and she's in tears. It's obviously she's legitimately, her eyes are puffy. She's been shedding tears for a while now, it seems, and decides once again it's got to go on social media like everything else in the world does. And she's got to virtue signal. I don't know what we're doing at this point in time. And her life is literally getting turned upside down because of crickets. And again, it sounds silly, but look, if you can't figure out something so simple in your life that it is literally wrecking you emotionally, how are you going to handle having children or having a fight in a marriage or figuring out your bills or how to pay taxes or what happens if you get a flat tire on the road somewhere and you don't have AAA or anything in your life? And this goes, it goes both ways. You young gentlemen have to figure out what's going on as well, or you're going to have a rough time. But imagine being a guy and having to date somebody that is so emotionally unstable and so unhappy that they're taking the fact that she removed a cricket from her house. She had a bad day, and so therefore she believes that it's bad news or bad luck to get rid of crickets, and now she's losing sleep and is seriously upset over the number of crickets that are now multiplying in her house. It sounds ridiculous, but this is the way young people are thinking today. Let's keep listening.
And now they're just running around. And I'm like, please move. I just want to make a piece of toast and you're in my way. And I open a cabinet and it's just like, oh, hey, cricket that I can't kick out of my house. Can you please just leave? I don't want to kick you out. I just want to ask you nicely to leave. My house is just infested with crickets. And there's nothing I can do about it.
Okay. All right. So apparently, I guess now crickets watch TikTok, and she's pleading with the crickets to please leave her house, which last I checked, crickets don't. Crickets don't watch TikTok. But this is how she's handling it. Instead of actually handling it, instead of actually doing something about it, she's making an emotional plea to crickets on TikTok. And of course, it's really the virtue signal. Her life is getting turned upside down and literally losing it over crickets. How do you handle life? The other video I wanted to show you guys quickly, and then we'll get to the point of all this. Here is a young man, and his family is laughing at him because he's unable to open a can with a can opener. Now, you can say, look, all the modern cans have pop tops, and you don't really even need a can opener anymore when you go to the store. Whatever, that's not the point. The point is the critical thinking behind this stuff. The point is the creative or the logical person that says, okay, I've got to open this can. I need the sharp part of this. I need to be able to punch through the steel of the can. And there's a couple of flat parts, and there's a little hook part for opening bottles, which, I mean, if a young man doesn't know how to open a beer bottle with a can opener, I get that. But he fiddled with this thing, I think, for 45 seconds or a minute until he gave up. I just want to play this here. Now, he's just got the flat part. Now he's got the bottle opener. He's running it along the lip of it, for those of you just listening. At no point does he open it for the wheels. He's laying it flat and scraping it across the top. I mean, just nothing. There's, and his dad's sitting there. Now his dad is sitting there watching him, and this is more of an insult to the dad than I think it is to the son, because he just has no idea to pinch it together. David. And again, even the fact. Let me let this finish off here. He's just got nothing. That was it. He's got nothing. And you can say, well, maybe he's never used a can opener before. That's not the point. The point is just having the ability to think logically. Same thing with a girl. The ability to think logically, to say, hey, you know something? The superstition in the numbers and in the astrology and in the kicking crickets out. And I mean, if she breaks a mirror, is she going to stay inside of her house for 7 years? And these are the young people coming up. So I think hopefully by the time Gen Z starts taking over the world, I'll be dead. I'll be, of old age, whatever. By the time they become our politicians, I'll be dead and gone. But we've got a real problem with thinking logically and not emotionally, and just putting everything out on the internet to say, oh, woe is me. And it's so bad. And I'll give props to this first. Let me just say this. Governor DeSantis here in Florida, he's the governor of Florida. He said he signed a bill into law to require high school students in Florida to take financial literacy classes in order to graduate, including lessons on credit scores, managing credit card debt, types of bank accounts to open, and how to file your taxes. Now, I've been saying since I was in high school, which was back in the early 90s, I've been saying, hey, you know what? Why don't they teach stuff like this in school? Because I didn't get any of this. I got some of it from my parents. But it was, when it comes from your parents and it's just kind of like, hey, make sure to balance your checking account, and you have no idea how to do it. Or you go to college and they're giving you credit cards and they're saying, just take these loans out and you can pay them back at a later date. And in the meantime, take a loan out for your place to live, and a loan out for your food, and a loan out for your college, and a loan out for your car payments. And then you graduate and you've got $250,000 in debt at a 5, 7, 10% interest rate. Kids don't understand that. And I think this is a good thing that Governor DeSantis is putting this in, but it just goes to show you how out of touch so many people are with reality. And so for you young guys that are out there that are dating and that are still in the market, and please do me a favor, learn, just in general, do things for yourself. If you have a flat tire, look it up online, learn how to do it. Learn how to patch a tire, first of all. They have plug kits. They're $15 or $20. Any puncture in the tread, you can remove the nail. You can put a tar patch in there. I had to do it when I was traveling across the country. I got stopped with a flat tire in a place called Nowhere, Colorado. It was just a little rest stop, nothing thing in the middle of nowhere. And my father had given me a tire patch kit and a 12-volt little pump to pump up a tire and some flat goop. And between the punch or the patch and the goop and the air compressor, I drove on that tire for, another couple of weeks until I finally settled in Utah and had a professional patch it and take care of it. But you got to learn how to do flat tires. You got to learn how to check your oil. You can't always rely on these gauges of things. And more than what, my phone's making messages at me here. Let me silence that. More importantly, by learning how to patch a tire, for example, by learning how to change your oil, by learning maybe how to wire an electrical socket, by learning how to, something more complex than changing a light bulb, by learning how to maybe fix a leaky faucet and finding out, maybe getting some plumber's tape and learning how to tighten that down. What you're doing is you're saying, okay, there's a problem. Let me look up the solution, and then the problem is resolved. And when you practice that, and when you do that enough, then what happens is when you encounter a brand new problem that you've never seen before, you can say, okay, here's my problem. What could the possible issues be? What are possible solutions? Let's work through this logically. No one's doing that now. Well, let me correct that. A lot of younger people, hell, a lot of people my age don't know how to do it. And all that does is it means that you don't understand the process on how to fix your life, how to fix your problems, how to work towards the next thing. And the other thing, too, is when you have, let's say you have a leaky faucet and it's ruining the wood underneath your sink. But you can't get a plumber because all the plumbers are booked for a month. And in the meantime, it's dripping and ruining your cabinetry. That can be a lot of stress in your life. But let's say you've learned how to fix that now, because you've handled that problem before. What once was a monstrous problem, my cabinets are rotting, there's mildew everywhere, it's causing me a very serious problem. Once you learn how to fix that, that serious problem becomes a nothing burger. You drive down to your local hardware store, you get some plumber's tape, you learn how to turn off the water, you fix it, you tighten everything up, you stop the leak, problem solved. Well, what once was a big problem in your life, the next time you find that there's a leaky faucet, it's nothing. It's so you've eliminated one possibility of stress in your life. You learn how to change your tire. Well, then if you get a flat tire in the middle of nowhere, you're like, no, this is so annoying. But it's not like, oh my gosh, there's no cell phone range. There's no one I can call. I'm freaking out. So the more you do in your life for yourself and learning about how to fix things and how to resolve issues and how to get past this stuff, the more big events in the world, the big stressful events in the world become nothing burgers. And then when you get a little bit older, whether it's 40, 50, 60, when you get to be that age, in the end, then it's when something happens, a good number of it, either A, you'll know what caused it, B, you'll know how to fix it, and C, you'll know, hey, you know what, this isn't that big a deal, which is why when you do get a little bit older and you know a lot of things about a lot of different things, your life is much less stressful. Your life is much more relaxed. You're much happier. You're much more calm. So I just thought that I'd put this out there. But this girl in this video pretty much tells you all. She's crying over crickets. And if you end up, because she's not a bad looking girl, if you end up dating a girl like this and this is her emotional state, she's going to look at you and you're going to have to be the fix of all her problems. She's not going to be self-reliant. It's going to be, hey, I have this problem. Can you help me? Can you fix this? Can you do this? Can you? And you become the go-to guy. You become her mechanic, her repairman, all the other things. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing in a relationship, when somebody's not, I mean, can you imagine being called and have her crying about crickets infesting her home, and then when you say, well, we'll just bug bomb the house or we'll catch them all and release them outside, she starts crying because that'll be bad luck. And this is emotional crap that you have to deal with. I just don't think it's worth it. Guys, if you're on YouTube, join me over on Rumble and betterbachelor.locals.com for the dating profiles of the day, because YouTube hates me.